Does the Mole Man fix have you down? It's understandable if it does. And I now have 3 options for you when you're ready on how best to move forward. Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, I've been over many times in separate videos in the last rankings thing on like how I wish this was handled, blah, 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 the whole thing. We're not gonna cover that today. Rank down tickets are being offered. I think if the fix was gonna go live, that was by far the best option. And hey, let's just improve communication. But today's video is going to be about 3 options on how you can handle this fix moving forward. None of them are going to be a trick or anything like that on how you can stay in frenzy and still get rid of debuffs and keep up the true strike. That's not what this is going to be, but here are the best ways to move forward in my opinion. Okay, number 1 is do nothing. I mean, maybe use the rank down tickets, and then when there's a level up event, rank him back up, at least so you can get some units or something like that out of it. I still think he's going to be a very good champion. I think he'll be very good. I don't know if he'll stay in my tier above all in my rankings list. He may move down 1, but champions in that next tier are like Guardian. These are excellent, excellent, amazing champions that you're lucky and happy to pull. I know that doesn't make you feel better, but that's not what this video is about. You'll just have to choose a little bit on how you want to play him. I can see some scenarios where maybe you kind of get forced into frenzy, but we've been over in some other videos on how you can get rid of your monster mass easily, thanks to my buddy MCoC Illuminati member Nerd. But basically it has to do with like taking a heavy attack. Like I said, it's been in some other videos. This isn't the video for that. So I still think you have a quality champion. Now, let's take a look at your other 2 options. We'll look at one first who's amazing. Both of them are very rank 4 worthy champions, even if Mole was in his his previous state. But my second one is personally my favorite. Let's take a look at the first one right now. Okay, we're gonna be staying in the skill class for this. The first one for me is Kingpin. Now, very early on, right when his buff went live, I already had him at rank 3. I thought this guy was awesome. I put out a couple videos saying like, is he actually the best skill champion? Now, all those videos were framed around him being synergized with his synergy partners. Fortunately, 2 of them have been buffed, being the Hood and Joe Fixit, both excellent champions to varying degrees. The problem is they provide the same synergy, which is that 100% shrugging, right? You can see that right here. He also has a very powerful synergy with Mr. Sinister, not one that you're often wanting to take along in content, but the way story content's been lately, you just supercharge one champion and you can often get through a lane. So that's important too. You take a look at that. It's on the Sinister side, but it has to do with power locking the defender, if I remember correctly. Now here's the one, right? So we've seen he can still get rid of all these buffs with 100% rage ability, accuracy. Sometimes there's like a little pause between them if multiple buffs are landing at the same time, but that just sends Kingpin into his rage anyways. Now you're like, okay, dude, thanks, that's great. He's shrugging stuff. Thank you for this information. Well, here's the other things I want to point out. He has this synergy with the Daredevils. They both can do things, right? Cap Murdoch has been educating us all on things that they can do. They are not terrible. Let's put that out there. You can clear content with them. And this game's about having fun. If you put them on along with Kingpin, he now goes, when unstoppable, Kingpin also gains a 15% attack rating and cannot be passively evaded. Now remember, that's gonna be on those heavies and then also off of that SP2. So you do have an evade counter, and the way the game's been more lately in story mode and things like that, you can stun. So being able to stun and use this evade counter, it's not impossible. I don't want this to be considered more of like, this isn't 3 years ago where debuff immune was everywhere, right? And that was all the rage. Yes, pun slightly intended. Now, you're also thinking like, okay, great. So he can kind of handle evade. He's shrugging things. That's still not my Mole Man, right? Because I don't want to worry about auto block. Well, I don't know if everyone realizes this because his kit does seem fairly simple or direct, or I don't know, whatever term you want to use for it. But let's take a look at this. When he has 8 debuffs plus, he goes into overpower, and even that, the multiplier off those multiple overpowers has been fixed. Thank you, Bryce, for helping bring attention to that. But pay attention to this part. Kingpin purifies 8 debuffs to get to 100% chance to gain an overpower buff, which is a massive buff, lasting 15 seconds and granting a significant amount of attack. But look at this last part, as well as unblockable special. So you're still able to land those specials. The special 2 has you going with that unstoppable, right? Special 1 has that massive degen, reducing the ability accuracy, the defensive ability accuracy of opponents 2. You can handle the evade, all synergized up. Kingpin's amazing. He's amazing on his own, but all synergized up, I think he actually is probably the best skilled champion if you could just put all of those champions into his abilities. Now, I have some gameplay. We're gonna take a look at what I consider my favorite. Like if you're just one for one trying to replace that ability that you've now lost with the Mole Man, we're gonna take a look at that. We're gonna go back to the skill champion. We're gonna talk about it quickly, and then we're gonna look at some gameplay showing you exactly what I'm talking about. To many of you who've been a fan of this channel for a while, you're gonna know it's Shang-Chi. He was my first rank 4 ever. I did take him to 6200. I don't advise that unless he's gonna be, you just love him and you want him as powerful as possible, or it's gonna factor into your prestige, which he was for me. But you wanna be able to go unblockable, not worry about auto block, he's got it. You wanna be able to shut down evade, he's got a slow for you. You wanna be able to purify debuffs, he's got cleanse, and you know he can reset all of them. And it's very rare where it's one single fight where you want to do all of these things. You do need a bit of a high skill cap, you gotta learn him. And I think he's gonna get put back into the tier above all in my next upcoming ranking. So many of you have educated me on that. But also I recently took this fight, tier 1 war with 4 Loki, where we have to utilize almost every single part of that skill set. Let's take a look at it. All right, now this is a very difficult node. It's kinetic transference and aspect of evolution. That's not gonna matter too much for what I'm trying to show you in this video, right? For the premise of how do we replace Mole Man. But here we go. Shang-Chi, remember, he can go unblockable, which we're gonna show in the very, very beginning of this. That can help you handle all those auto blocks. And you can figure out when you want to go unblockable. But here we go, it's just that easy. We're now unblockable. There's a duration to it, but we can be resetting all of these things throughout the fight. Now, I think I am going to go in early and land the, here we go, I think for the slow, we're gonna land it right now, boom, boom. So now he is slowed. Now that does suffer from class advantage, it's only 100%, but still, he is slowed. Rare is the scenario where this won't work for you, okay? So he is now slowed. And we're gonna try to bait his SP1, come on in, there we go. We've handled his slow. And then I've landed the stun. After this, I will land my heavy to reset it all. There it goes. Now you can see we've got the 2 debuffs on us. As a result, I'm going to do what I can to land my cleansing strike, which is the medium, light, medium. It will get rid of them. And then you're gonna see we're gonna go in for this massive SP2. So you can go unblockable, you can handle evade, you can cleanse all of these debuffs and still do absolutely massive damage. Look at this, he goes passive again, we go unblockable, big SP2, this isn't with power back boosts, nothing exciting like that, no extra added ons, it's just Shang-Chi, what he can do. Yes, it's a rank 4, yes, he's boosted big, but this is what I'm saying, maybe consider Shang-Chi as your replacement for all those delicious things you enjoyed doing with Mole Man if you don't like Mole Man in his current state anymore. If you have more questions about Shang-Chi, I will put up the video right here. I did I think a very good video on when I first took him to rank 4, how to use him, how to understand his strikes, how to reset them all, and how you can attack a variety of fights in this game, all with one single champion, which is Shang-Chi. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope this was helpful. I know it doesn't make you feel better about the situation with Mole, but when you're ready for it, I hope this helps you move on. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.